What's their identity? Like, what are they? I know what they're not. What are they? This morning, it's official. Dallas is a good team, and Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He had 470 yards last night, 93 quarterback rating. He just happened to be playing the best football player on earth. But Dallas is a good team. They're pretty good on third down. They're pretty good at getting first downs, 460 net passing yards. They lost very close to the Rams and Seahawks. That's what a good team would do on the road. They were close, but they couldn't pull it out. They have all the qualities of a good team. They fight really, really hard. They never give up. They've got some really special players. And they have one great unit. Damn, their wide receivers, they are unbelievably. Cedric Wilson now is another great one. Good teams almost always have one great unit. But like the Raiders and the Titans and the Colts, they just don't have that special quarterback that can take you from good to great. Raiders are just like that. Raiders have one great unit, offensive line and running game. They can really pound it. They can really lean on you. But the Titans and the Colts and the Raiders and Dallas, the difference between them and, you know who they are, is there's a hole somewhere and they can't solve it. And for the record, the NFL is sort of two food groups here. Hey, you're pretty good or you're not very good. And for Dallas, you're in the right group. You're good. I mean, let's be honest. Is every restaurant you go to great? Dallas is a 3-star out of a 5. You'd certainly go again. You enjoyed yourself. It was a solid meal, better than making it at home. Is every movie you see great? Dallas is a 3-star movie out of a 5. Like one of those Michael Bay movies. Certainly passes the time, lots of explosions. They won't be handing out any awards for Michael Bay movies. Now, the NFC East is absolutely dreadful. It is the worst division in the NFL by a long shot, and it's quite possibly the worst division in a decade. So you've got some time at the trading deadline maybe to pull off a deal. You'd have to pull off a couple. But tonight, Ravens-Chiefs, you will see great and special. Last night, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, that was great. There's a little bit of that in the league. Tiny, tiny. And most of our lives are a bunch of good. And what creates anger and resentment is when you keep trying to convince yourself your good is great. You can look at the box score. Dallas is a good football team. They go to the Rams, come within a play. Atlanta got lucky to win. Last night, close but couldn't make it. And Dak Prescott largely personifies the entire franchise. Get your first downs, get your yards, keep it close, certainly make plays. But final 2 drives, the other quarterback made the play, and Dak couldn't make the play because good quarterbacks against great quarterbacks just don't. And that's okay. But if you keep trying to convince yourself the good in your life is great, it'll drive you nuts. It'll make you angry. You'll wake up in a weekend morning and go to Twitter and scream at people. Good is what most of our lives are surrounded by, and you just got to own it. Maybe at the trading deadline they pull something off, but we now know what they are. The exact same thing they were last year and the year before and the year before. Now, most of you did not watch Tom Brady yesterday. You were watching the Cowboy game against the Seahawks. So for most of you that did not see it, let me fill you in on what happened. Brady was excellent. 300 yards, 115 passer rating against the Vic Fangio defense. 8 different Buccaneers had 2 catches. Gronk had 6. The defense is filthy. Excellent pass rush. Maybe the best linebacking core in the NFL. And I got to be honest, everybody banged on Tampa's secondary. Todd Bowles is coaching his butt off because I like it. It is young and it is hyper athletic. I know you didn't watch that game outside of Denver and Tampa. I did. The game you did watch with Tampa was the first game against New Orleans. No preseason, no OTAs, a bunch of different pieces. Leonard Fournette just got there. The Saints at home and healthy. And that game, they look completely out of sync. No, they are no longer out of sync. This is a Super Bowl team. And unlike Russell Wilson, and unlike Patrick Mahomes, and unlike Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady once again, and this is why he's got all those Super Bowl trophies, Tom Brady once again has a Super Bowl defense. Tampa Bay and Tom, like Peyton Manning years ago in Denver, Tom got to choose the team he went to. And Tom Brady chose wisely. Tampa Bay has a wealth of talent. There is not a single unit for the Ravens, the Chiefs, or the Buccaneers that is a problem. They're imperfect. We have a salary cap. Nobody's going to be the 75 Steelers or the 1998 Yankees. I mean, these are not, we got salary caps here, folks. Everybody's got issues. Even in baseball, when you have no salary cap, it's hard to find the perfect team with injuries. And this isn't a perfect team. The secondary's young, and it's Tampa Bay special teams. Cross your fingers. But that is potentially a great football team with a wealth of talent. And like wealthy people, your problems aren't like real people problems. Here's Brady afterward nitpicking the win.
Still a lot to learn. There's a lot to grow. There's a lot of room for improvement. I know everyone feels that way. By no means was this nearly close to what we're capable of.
Yeah. Tom's big knock yesterday was, I'm not getting the ball enough to Mike Evans. A problem is you don't have anybody as good as Mike Evans. Tampa's problem is we have him. We only threw 2 balls to him. I mean, they were both touchdowns, but we just got to get the ball more to Mike Evans. That is not a real problem in the NFL. I know most of you only watch them against the Saints. This is a really, really loaded football team. And Brady's career has been marked not by his athletic ability, not by his arm, not by his escapability, but he mostly has really, really good judgment. He chose the right roster. This was a roster for the last 3 or 4 years that we kept talking about. Boy, they draft well. And, oh, my Lord, look at their weapons. And this is the right team to pick. He could have picked maybe the Colts. Some people talked about, the 49ers. And all I know is when I watched that yesterday, that team and the 2 you watched tonight, I don't see a flaw. I don't see it. That team, and the other thing is they're winning that division. Okay, I don't know if they'll be the number 1 seed. They're going to win that division. I've watched the Saints now 3 weeks in a row, and they look really nice in the first week, but it's becoming very apparent. Everybody's got film. They don't throw the ball down the field. This Tampa Bay team can throw it deep. They can throw it in the seam. They can hand it off. They can throw it in the backfield, and Todd Bowles remains maybe the best coordinator in the NFL. Kyle Shanahan for years was the best coordinator in the NFL. I think Todd Bowles at Tampa may be the best coordinator in the NFL. When you're a coordinator and you go get a head coaching job, which he did in the Jets, and it fails, we forget how great of a coordinator you were. Tampa Bay is good. Really, really good. Okay, so the question begins then. All right, so what do we make of the Green Bay Packers? You watched them. I watched them.